In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on August 25th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Boston Red Sox versus Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox make the trip down to Baltimore's Inner Harbor, settling into Oriole Park at Camden Yards for a fresh divisional clash with the hometown Orioles. The historic yard should be buzzing as Boston tries to build on its latest momentum while Baltimore aims to protect its turf. Boston just wrapped up a confidence-boosting set against the Yankees, but still wants payback after dropping 2 games to the Orioles last week. The Sox sit at 30-35 in hostile parks this season, whereas the Birds have posted a 31-33 mark in front of their own fans. Baltimore stumbled through its Houston series, yet it rolls out Sugano, who has yielded 1 earned run or fewer in 4 of his past 5 turns. Boston counters with Bernardino in an opener role, meaning the bullpen will be asked to shoulder a heavy load. I'm backing the hot hand that Sugano brings to the mound, and Baltimore looked sharp closing out Houston on Sunday. Meanwhile, Boston comes in off a late-night battle in the Bronx, and I don't have much trust in Bernardino or the current state of the Sox relief corps. Home under this setup feels like the value side. As our first pick for this matchup, the Baltimore Orioles money line is our full game side pick. Totals bettors should note that Baltimore is 6-2 to the over in its last 8 contests. Boston's lineup has hammered pitchers all year, and even a quality starter may not keep these bats silent for long. At the same time, the Orioles have been churning out runs both lately and historically against the Sox, setting the stage for a close, high-octane affair. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Tampa Bay Rays versus Cleveland Guardians. Progressive Field opens a 3-game set on Monday night as the Tampa Bay Rays, sitting at 62-67 and 4th in the American League East, visit the Cleveland Guardians, who are 64-64 and 3rd in the American League Central. Cleveland's funk just won't fade. The lineup that looked punchless earlier in the season has resurfaced, and the offense has fallen off a cliff during this latest skid. Tampa Bay isn't exactly October-bound, but the club still plays with an edge, and Guardians right-hander Tanner Beebe has been leaking runs all year. As our first pick for this matchup, the Tampa Bay Rays money line is our full game side pick. The Rays arrive on a mini upswing, having scored 17 times while taking the last 2 contests on their schedule. They're 29-34 when they pack their bags, whereas Cleveland owns a 31-31 mark at home. The Guardians have been blanked in back-to-back games and hand the ball to Bibee, who has surrendered at least 4 earned in 4 of his past 5 outings. Tampa counters with Austin Seymour, who has been tagged for 8 earned runs and 9 hits across his last 6.1 frames. With both starters wobbling and Tampa's bats suddenly lively, this feels like a night for crooked numbers. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus Miami Marlins. Monday night in Miami ushers in a new chapter of this National League East rivalry, with the Atlanta Braves rolling in at 59-71 straight up and matching that mark on the run line, while the Miami Marlins sit at 61-69 overall, but an impressive 76-54 against the number. Atlanta just wrapped up a 6-game stay at Truist Park that featured sets with the White Sox and Mets, and now has to get right back on a plane. Spencer Strider draws the assignment, yet his August has been downright ugly. 3 outings, a combined 11 2/3 innings, 29 hits, and 20 earned runs. That rough patch has pushed his earned run average from a respectable 3.71 to a worrisome 5.24. He now faces a Marlins lineup that ranks inside the league's top 10 in runs scored this month, so the road back to form won't be easy. Miami, on the other hand, hasn't packed a suitcase in over a week. This game is the 7th tilt of a 9-game homestand. Edward Cabrera has thrived in this ballpark, limiting visitors to a .229 average, and Atlanta's bats have lacked bite for much of the year. Neither squad has truly clicked since the break, yet right now the Braves feel less trustworthy. Strider's free fall continues, and losing Austin Riley for the season after core muscle surgery only magnifies Atlanta's problems. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Runs should be there for the taking. Miami has every chance to rough up Strider and a shaky Braves relief crew, but the Marlins' own bullpen tends to keep things interesting. Atlanta games have sailed over the total 31 times in 63 tries, while Miami sits near the break-even mark in division overs. The 10 prior meetings between these clubs have averaged 8.7 runs apiece, a trend that points toward another busy scoreboard. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus New York Yankees Monday Night Baseball lands in the Bronx as the Washington Nationals make the trip north to square off with the New York Yankees in an interleague clash at the big ballpark in the Bronx. Oddly enough, Washington has had the upper hand lately, taking 6 of the last 10 meetings, yet the Nats still arrive as sizable road dogs. The clubs have split their last 6 showdowns in this yard, but New York's potent lineup is pushing hard for a playoff berth, and the Pinstripes look eager to flex against a scuffling Nationals squad. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. New York shouldn't have much trouble scratching out runs against Brad Lord, whose underlying numbers paint him as hittable. He sits in just the 31st percentile for expected earned run average and the 15th percentile for expected batting average. Lord leans heavily on a 4-seam fastball that lacks real zip, making him a favorable target for Yankee bats. Across the diamond, Cam Schlittler brings premium heat, ranking in the 95th percentile for velocity. I trust Schlittler to give the Yankees quality work, though the Nationals should still scrape together a few tallies. Neither bullpen has been a rock this year, so late-inning fireworks feel likely. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus Toronto Blue Jays Monday evening brings the Minnesota Twins north of the border to open a set with the Toronto Blue Jays inside Rogers Center. The Twins arrive on the heels of yet another series defeat and lug a 26-40 road record into town. Toronto, meanwhile, has turned its ballpark into a stronghold, cruising to a 42-21 mark at home while enjoying a comfortable cushion atop the American League East. Max Scherzer gets the call for the Jays, and he's been nails lately, surrendering 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 straight outings. Minnesota counters with Joe Ryan, whose last 4 turns have produced earned run totals of 5, 1, 1, and 2. Ryan's season stats still sparkle, especially away from home, where he owns a 2.44 earned run average and has limited hitters to a .198 average. The trouble is the lineup behind him. Minnesota has dropped 3 of his last 5 appearances because the offense disappeared. Toronto's second half push has coincided with Scherzer rounding into form, scattering just 20 hits and 5 runs over his most recent 25 innings, including 2 runs in his last 13 frames. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. Totals players should note that Minnesota has cashed the over in 3 of its past 5 contests, while Toronto has done the same in 4 of 5. Games in this building average a touch more than 9 runs, and Twins' road tilts hover a bit above 8. When either offense finds a groove or the bullpens falter, crooked numbers follow. With the Jays' deep lineup and the Twins' erratic relief corps, I'm leaning toward another high-scoring night despite the marquee pitching matchup on paper. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.